For years, Neil Peart was viewed as untouchable, not just a drummer, but something far beyond that. But here's what many fans never truly realized. The real reason he could never be replaced has very little to do with pure talent. Because if we're being honest, there are drummers who can play faster, some even more technical. So why did Rush never try to find someone new after him? No search, no replacement, just an ending. And what you're about to understand goes deeper than music. It's about a kind of artistry so complete that once it disappears, it can never be recreated. To really get this, you have to look back at how Rush started. Early on, they were just another rock band chasing success, but everything changed in 1974. That's when Neil Peart joined the group, and almost immediately things shifted. He didn't just play drums, he wrote lyrics, built ideas, shaped the direction of their music. Projects like 21112 weren't just songs, they were full storytelling experiences. And that's when it became clear Neil wasn't just the drummer. Afaktat Pamanyua Nandu weren't just songs, they were full storytelling experiences. And that's when it became clear Neil wasn't just the drummer. He was the creative force behind the band. At first, people focused on his skill, and yes, his ability was incredible. His timing, speed, and control set a new standard. Even artists like Dave Grohl and Lars Ulrich have spoken about his influence. But that wasn't what made him irreplaceable. What really set him apart was how he thought about music. Neil didn't play just to stand out. He played to support the story. Every beat had a purpose. Every rhythm carried meaning. And here's the key detail. He approached drumming like storytelling, which meant replacing him wasn't just about skill. It meant trying to become someone else entirely. And the challenge didn't stop there, because Neil was always changing. Even at his peak, when most artists settle, he chose to start over. He went back to learning, reworked his entire style. Think about that, being considered the best, and still deciding to improve from scratch. That mindset made him unpredictable. His sound kept evolving, so even if someone copied what he had done before, they couldn't match where he was headed. And just when everything seemed stable, life took an unexpected turn. In the late 1990s, everything changed. Neil Peart experienced devastating loss. He lost his daughter, then his wife soon after. It broke him completely. He stepped away from music. No performances, no recordings. For a long time, it seemed like Rush was over. But what followed surprised everyone. Instead of returning immediately, he traveled across the country on his motorcycle, searching for healing, searching for purpose, and when he finally came back, everything had changed. When Rush reunited, it wasn't just about making music again. It was something deeper. Neil's drumming had transformed. It felt more emotional, more thoughtful, more human. Albums like Vapor Trails carried that weight, because now his playing reflected real life, pain, growth, and resilience. And this is where the truth becomes clear. You couldn't replace Neil Peart because you couldn't duplicate his journey. His music wasn't just sound, it was his life story. So when Neil passed in 2020, people wondered what would happen next. Would Rush continue? Would they bring in someone new? But instead, they chose to stop, because moving forward without him wouldn't feel right. And that decision says everything. This wasn't just about losing a drummer. It was about losing something that defined the band itself. Because Neil wasn't just a member, he was at the core of what made Rush unique. And maybe that's the real reason Neil Peart could never be replaced. Not because others lacked talent, but because no one else could bring what he brought. His perspective, his experiences, his constant growth, all of it combined into something rare. And once it was gone, there was nothing left to replicate. Some musicians can be substituted, some styles can be copied, but a few become so original that replacing them doesn't even make sense. And that's why, even today, when people talk about Rush, they don't ask who could take his place. They already understand why no one can.